Can you hear a frequency that no one else can hear? That constant high-pitched ringing, especially in your right ear, that simply appeared one day without explanation. Doctors say they can't find anything wrong. Tests show you're perfectly healthy. But you keep hearing it, day after day, night after night. It's as if the universe is trying to communicate with you through a channel that only a few people can access. Have you ever felt that this frequency is not a problem to be solved, but a message to be understood? A part of you has always known that this isn't a medical condition, but a cosmic calling, an awakening, a reminder of your true nature. And what I'm about to reveal will finally make everything make sense, because what you're experiencing is the sound of the new earth calling you home. Can you feel that you no longer belong to this world? Do you have the constant sensation that you're living between two different realities? Do you see repeated numbers everywhere you look? These aren't random questions. They're confirmations of your awakening. Gregg Braden, after 30 years of research combining cutting-edge science and ancient wisdom, discovered these experiences aren't coincidences or psychological problems. They're clear signs that you're one of the chosen ones, one of the beings who came to this planet specifically for this critical moment in humanity's history. If you're feeling this recognition, this deep knowing in your soul, write in the comments, "I hear it." This declaration activates your awakening frequency and connects you to the collective consciousness of those already on the new earth. Do it now, because what I'm going to share will only resonate with those ready to remember who they truly are. Let me tell you about a man who spent 30 years discovering humanity's greatest forgotten secret. Gregg Braden, born in 1954 in Missouri, a scientist and researcher who dedicated his life to bridging modern science and ancient wisdom. He began his career as a computer scientist during the Cold War, working for defense companies, until a profound experience in 1991 changed everything. In a remote Tibetan monastery, Gregg witnessed monks altering physical reality through focused consciousness, something Western science deemed impossible. In that moment, Gregg glimpsed the bridge between science and spirituality, and everything changed forever. For the next 30 years, he explored the world's most sacred traditions. He lived with the Hopi, studied ancient texts, examined DNA's unexplored potential. He discovered what he called the divine matrix, the energy field connecting all things, the conscious mesh of the universe that responds directly to human emotions and beliefs. Through his exploration, Gregg revealed something that will change everything you know about yourself. The Great Awakening is happening now. At this exact moment, Earth is experiencing the greatest transformation in its entire history. A change so massive, so profound, that it will change absolutely everything. And it's not just Earth that's transforming. You are too. Your DNA, cells, consciousness, heart's electromagnetic field, everything is changing. If you were drawn to this video, it's no coincidence. Your heart's magnetic field attracted this information because it's time for you to fully awaken. According to Gregg's research, 3 types of beings chose to be here during this critical time. The maintainers arrived between the 1940s and 1960s. They felt completely alienated in this world. They created the foundations and suffered so you wouldn't have to. The builders came in the 1960s, 1970s as engineers of the new consciousness. Many became healers, teachers, artists, and activists. They had an easier time than the first group, but still felt the weight of being different in a world that didn't understand them. The catalysts are those born from the 1980s onward, with DNA already partially activated. They're naturally intuitive and connected because they never completely forgot. If you're watching this, you likely belong to one of these groups. Your strangeness, sensitivity, and feeling of not fitting in was never a problem. It was your mission, your gift, your purpose. Now let me share the signs that Gregg identified through his work. The first and most significant, you hear the frequency. What science calls tinnitus without cause is actually the divine matrix becoming perceptible to you. It's Earth's Schumann frequency accelerating. It's your brain recalibrating to align with the new planetary frequency. This sound confirms you're changing. Your bioelectromagnetic field is vibrating higher. If you hear this especially in your right ear, your brain is reconnecting to dormant potential. Your DNA is being reactivated. You're being prepared for what's coming. Sign 2. Time feels different. Days pass like hours, years fly by like months. This phenomenon relates to Earth's weakening magnetic field, scientifically confirmed. Your time acceleration experience proves you're tuned to the emerging cycle. You're experiencing linear time collapse, beginning to perceive time as spiral rather than linear. Sign 3. Losing interest in the old world. Remember when you cared about celebrity gossip, fashion trends, others' opinions? Now it all seems empty and meaningless. Gregg connects this to the heart-brain activation, your heart's complex neural system with over 40,000 neurons. As your heart awakens, your values transform. Material obsessions and external validation no longer matter, because your heart remembers none of this is real. You came for something much greater. This isn't depression, it's elevation to a higher consciousness. Sign 4. Feeling alone even in crowds. Awakened people often feel isolated, surrounded by loved ones yet devastatingly alone, as if no one really understands you, as if you were speaking a language that no one else speaks. This isn't punishment but confirmation. You're operating at a different heart frequency than those around you. The HeartMath Institute has proven your heart's electromagnetic field extends far beyond your body. When your frequency elevates through awakening, your field changes. You're literally emitting a different frequency. This isolation is absolute proof that your heart is functioning as a transmitter of a new frequency. Before continuing, I need to ask you something very personal. Have you ever felt like you're screaming inside but no one hears? Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with tears in your eyes without knowing why? Have you ever pretended to be okay when inside you were falling apart from loneliness? I know how much that hurts. I know the weight of carrying these experiences alone. But look at the comments. See how many feel exactly like you. You're not alone in this. When you share your experience, you light a path for someone in darkness thinking they're alone. Your voice matters. So I need you to do something now. Write in the comments, I feel this way too. 4 simple words that can create a wave of validation and belonging that changes someone's life today. I'll read every comment, every single one, because you matter. Sign 5, synchronicities everywhere, repeated numbers, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, people calling right when you think of them, answers appearing exactly when you need them. Gregg explains these through the divine matrix, our interconnected energy field that responds to thoughts and emotions. These aren't coincidences, but the universe's language speaking directly to you. They're confirmations you're in alignment with the flow of life. They're signs you're co-creating with the universe in powerful ways that transcend linear time and space. I know how lonely this journey can be. Waking up every day, feeling like you're the only one who sees the world this way. Having no one to share these experiences with without being judged as crazy or weird. You don't have to carry it alone anymore. This channel is a safe space for awakening souls who need guidance and validation. Here you'll find explanations that finally make sense, practical tools to navigate your awakening, and a community of chosen ones who speak your language. If you've finally found your place, subscribe to walk with me on this journey home. Sign 6. Attraction to ancient wisdom. Egypt, Tibet, sacred geometry, indigenous teachings. This sudden interest isn't random curiosity. It's intuitive recognition that these traditions contain keys for our transformation. Gregg calls this remembering the future. Your soul recognizes these ancient systems hold exactly the wisdom needed now. The ancients predicted this time of change and left specific instructions encoded in their teachings, temples, and texts. Something in you knows this. Something in you remembers. Sign 7. Questioning everything. News, religion, science, all seem limited and controlling. You're questioning reality itself. Gregg calls this the awakening of discernment. He showed how our beliefs literally create our reality through energy fields that influence physical matter. When you realize how your beliefs shape reality, you naturally question inherited societal beliefs. You recognize many were programmed to keep you limited and controllable. This questioning isn't cynicism, but the beginning of true freedom. It's you reclaiming your power as a co-creator of reality. Sign 8. Extreme sensitivity to energies and emotions of others. You feel their emotions as if they were yours. You need alone time to recover from social interactions. Crowds completely drain you. This isn't weakness. It's a new sense emerging. You're developing the ability to feel energy fields around you. Sign 9. Sleep changes. Waking between 3 to 5 a.m., fragmented sleep, vivid dreams. Gregg related this to Earth's magnetic field changes. During these early hours, the field weakens, allowing greater consciousness access. You're not having sleep problems. Your body is recalibrating to cosmic cycles rather than artificial schedules. Sign 10. Deep connection with Earth. Feeling physical pain, seeing environmental destruction. This connection isn't just metaphorical, but scientifically measurable. Gregg demonstrated how our heart fields intertwine with Earth's magnetic field. Many native traditions call Earth Mother, not as a figure of speech, but recognizing this intimate biological connection. Through decades of research, Gregg discovered our purpose during this shift. You came to be a bridge between the old world and new, between fear and love, between competition and cooperation, between separation and unity. You're not here to escape the world or judge those still asleep. You're here to anchor a new way of being precisely where it's most needed. Every time you choose love over fear, you create measurable ripples in the divine matrix. Every time you maintain inner peace amid chaos, you establish a stability point affecting everyone around you. Every time you act from heart, not ego, you strengthen humanity's emerging pattern. You don't need to do anything grandiose. Your very existence, lived with awareness, is the gift you came to offer. You are the bridge. You are the change. You are the pressure point, helping facilitate humanity's greatest transformation. The new Earth isn't a separate place, but a new way of living emerging here. Gregg documented how we're experiencing a cycle that occurred before in Earth's history. Ancient Hopi, Mayan, Egyptian traditions predicted this transition. Not a physical change, but a consciousness shift. Right now, two worlds coexist. The old world of fear, separation, competition, and control is dying before our eyes. The new world of love, unity, cooperation, and freedom is being born. Each of us chooses, moment by moment, which world we're nurturing and inhabiting. You choose which world you experience through your heart's frequency. If you vibrate primarily in fear, anger, and scarcity, you'll experience those realities. If you vibrate in love, gratitude, and abundance, you'll create more of those experiences. It's a law as certain as gravity. Your world directly reflects your heart state. Once awakened, you can't return to sleep. Once you've seen beyond the veil, you can't unsee. You can try fitting back into the old world, but it's like forcing adult feet into childhood shoes. Gregg compares this to a butterfly. Once transformed from caterpillar, the process is irrevocable. Your awakening isn't something you can undo. It's a fundamental expansion of who you are. Gregg taught powerful practices for this transition. First, heart resonance. Each morning before engaging the world, sit in silence with hands over your heart. Breathe deeply while focusing on your chest. Evoke genuine gratitude. This creates scientifically proven heart coherence that improves immune function, mental clarity, and intuition. Second, heart communication. When facing challenges, pause and ask your heart directly. Not your mind, logic, or emotions, your heart. What would you have me know? Then listen. The answer may come as a feeling, image, word, or knowing. Your heart has its own neural system connected to the divine matrix in ways your brain isn't. Third, emotional resilience. Our emotions aren't passive reactions, but active choices affecting our physiology and environment. When challenging emotions arise, acknowledge them without judgment. Then consciously choose a perspective, finding peace or gratitude in the situation. This practice programs your genetic expression at every moment. Fourth, living in bridges. Many awakened people feel pressure to disconnect completely from the old world, but the most effective change agents aren't those who withdraw from society, but those becoming bridges. Identify conventional aspects of life where you can bring awakened consciousness. Don't preach, just be present from your heart. This has far more impact than any attempts to wake others up. Gregg's most profound teaching: we are literally made of the same energy creating the universe. Not metaphorically, but literally. The same force holding galaxies together, making stars shine, giving life to forests, flows through you. You're not separate from it. You're its unique expression. The universe couldn't exist in its current form without exactly your specific energy expression. You're not a passive observer, but an active participant in reality's creation. You're not human, having a spiritual experience, but an infinite being having a temporary human experience. You're not broken or flawed. You just need to remember your true nature, your innate power, that you are the universe experiencing itself in human form. You're not alone. Nearly 1 billion people are awakening simultaneously. The HeartMath Institute estimates 10 to 15% of global population is experiencing this awakening. You're part of something far greater than you can imagine. Humanity's greatest transformation. These times of change were predicted by all great wisdom traditions. We're not facing the end of the world, just the end of a world, the end of one cycle beginning another. And you chose to be here for this transition. Your soul knew exactly what it was doing and came anyway. This wasn't a mistake, but a brave, powerful, loving choice. If these words stirred something deep within, write, "I remember who I am." This declaration commits you to your true purpose. And if you want deeper understanding of what's happening to you and humanity, I've prepared something extraordinary for the next video. Hit the notification bell to receive the complete blueprint Gregg developed for navigating these times and stepping fully into your power. Always remember Gregg's most transformative words. We are living in the most extraordinary moment in 10,000 years of human history. We are the generation foretold in prophecies. We are the ones writing this story's end. This isn't the end, but the beginning of a new cycle, a new world, a new humanity. And you, exactly as you are with all your doubts and fears, are perfect for this moment. You were made for these times. You have everything you need. You always have. You are infinite power, having a temporary limitation experience. The time has come to remember. Welcome home, awakened soul. The frequency you hear is the new earth calling. You've already answered. There's no turning back. And that's the most beautiful truth of all.